Hey, computer science. So I am so excited about Cycle 2. If you can't tell from my morning coffee video this morning, I am super excited. So it's going to be crazy. And like I said, the cool thing is I think we're going to start bringing everyone together. So all the people who are like, hey, it's too slow, and all the people that are like, whoa, slow down. I think this this cycle is going to be a really good time where we all finally, probably around week 2 or so, we're all going to be back together and we're all going to be happy, especially considering that you are now getting 2 sessions per week. So per all of your requests, I mean, this was like the most overwhelming feedback that I got this year, was just like more time in class, more time in class. So great. You're going to get a recorded session on every Tuesday, and then you'll get a live session on Thursday. So that's perfect. I'm really excited actually to put those together because I do think you need more work, especially assignment walkthroughs. So you're going to get those. But this video is not about any of that, so I don't know why I'm ranting. This video is about showing you the Cycle 2, where it is, how to access it, and what you're going to be doing. So let's talk about Cycle 2. And let's talk about what you're going to be doing for the first part of Cycle 2. So I'm going to go ahead and publish Cycle 2 live on tape. Everybody's going to see me do it. That way I know that it's open. As long as you've created, you've done your pre-test, which I'm pretty sure everyone has, then you're ready to go. So inside of Cycle 2, you're going to see Unit 3 called Graphical Hello World. So normally, whenever you learn a new programming language, the first thing you do is you create something called Hello World. It's like if you've ever worked with programming, you probably hate this program because you've done it 1,000 times. But you create a program that says Hello World. Well, in Python, we're going to do this with a little bit of a twist. So we're going to put a little bit of a challenge on creating this Hello World program. So the cool thing about Python that you've already learned is that Python is capable of generating graphics. And Python is capable of generating some very advanced graphics. Now, this is going to be a very simple version of it, but let's just take a look. So I have broken it up by week, just like I did last time. This is great for anyone who just wants a pacing idea. Remember, this is not the gospel. You do not have to go exactly by the week. But like I said, if I were taking this course, this is what I would do in week 1. I would do from 3.01 to 3.06 in week 1, and that gives me a full week 2 to do all of my assignments. So, like I said, a whole week for your assignments is a lot, but it's actually good because if you get stuck, you're not freaking out on Friday right before the interim assessment sending me emails, or even some of you like Sunday night like you just did last night. So we don't want that. So let's take a look at what we're doing in week 1. So week 1 is all about, so it says draw an H, which seems strange, but we started working with Turtle Graphics a little bit. You're going to start putting a lot of steps together. So rather than just drawing a circle or making it move forward, you're going to start putting multiple steps together. And the most important part is you're going to start learning things called functions. So as you'll see right here, the go-to function, this is the first function I believe that we introduce you to. And then you're going to start seeing a lot of these functions taught to you. And then the coolest thing that you're going to do in week 1 of Cycle 2 is you're going to define your own functions. So that's going to be cool. And once you learn how to define your own functions in Python, you can pretty much do anything. I mean, you can pretty much create, you really can pretty much create anything. Which, let me try to, I'm really glad I'm seeing this, but 3.03 is just like disappeared. Am I the only one that notices that? There it goes. Sorry. So, but you're going to learn how to define your own functions. And so remember, there's no difference between these built-in Python functions like exit on click, or you guys have already used that one, or forward. You guys have used forward. Some of you have used circle, and then this go to command, pin up, pin down. There's no difference between those functions and the functions that you're making in Python. The only difference is those functions, some supercomputer genius has built these functions and put them in a separate Python file that you're not seeing. But they're exactly the same thing. So that really is the true power of programming, is that you can really create your own libraries of functions and do some really cool stuff. So remember, do not be afraid to take this stuff to the next level if you feel like you are, if it's just going too slow for you. Remember, that's the thing about programming, is there's such a wide array of skill in this class when it comes to programming. So take it to the next level. So rather than just drawing a simple H, maybe you do like a 3D H, or bubble letters, or maybe give it some color or some graphics. So remember, stretch yourself in these activities, because that's what's going to make you a better programmer. And I also think you'll be pretty surprised to see how much you don't know once you start trying to do stuff on your own. Now, the only other thing I want to show you in week 1 is that you do have something due, which is called the study questions. You may not like them, but you will have study questions due in every single unit in this course. Now, the study questions are graded mostly on participation, so I'm not necessarily like looking at them, looking at every single detail. I'm moving this over of these questions, but as long as you're pretty close, you're going to get credit for it. But remember, this is mostly for you to study with. I'm pulling a lot of the interim assessment questions and a lot of the final exam questions from these study questions. Now, they'll be reworded. It's not going to be exactly the same. So like, don't just do the minimum here, okay? So, for example, what is the origin point? Well, you could say where X and Y cross each other. You could, or you could elaborate on that and put some, details about, well, it's the middle of the 4 quadrants, which are 1, 2, 3, 4 from top left. Like, so there are different ways. You could say the origin point in Python is at the top left, or it's in the center. Like, so you see what I'm saying? Push yourself on these as well. So always, always, always be looking for ways to do more than is required, and that's what's just going to make you a good computer scientist. So that's the only thing due at the end of week 1. So it's not too bad, all right. So, but it is picking up. Like I said, the unit 3 is. Unit 3 is a little bit more strenuous than Unit 1 and 2 were. So do your best. If you have any questions about this stuff, get those questions to me right whenever you hit the problem, not whenever you're working on the assignment. And also, this is the last thing I'll say. Please make sure that you're working through everything in these units. So a lot of you are missing things, like you're like, well, wait, where's that file? Well, you're supposed to create it in like 2.03. But you couldn't find it whenever you were trying to do the 2.08 assignment. The same thing's going to happen here. If you have not gone through each of these in order, you're not going to have the stuff that you need to do the assignments at the end. So that should be, pretty obvious. But like I said, just make sure you're doing every single thing in each one. But other than that, welcome to Cycle 2. Welcome to Week 1. Welcome to Unit 3. Super excited about it, as always. Can't wait to see you in class on Thursday morning, and you will get my first recorded lesson tomorrow. And I'll see you again in the Week 2 video as well.